It was actually the very first Nancy Drew game I ever played, and it was the game that introduced me to Nancy Drew herself. And yeah, it's a very good game. So basically, what the story of this game is, we have Nancy going to an amusement park where a carousel horse was stolen, and she's trying to figure out who took it and why. And you probably might know this game if you know Nancy Drew, but in case you don't, well, I suggest you pay close attention to what's going on. And I'll explain some context things to you. Okay, let's go to new game.
Welcome to my latest case, the Haunted Carousel. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Tutorial.
Okay, I haven't played this game in a long time, and usually I would go to Junior Detective because, well, I'm me, but I've mastered this game in both Junior and Senior Detective. I have played this game so many times that I just basically know the ins and outs of everything. So, hang on, let me take a look at my clock. We'll go until like 10:30 something. I want to keep these episodes short, but not too short. I don't know if there's a set amount of how much time gets recorded. But let's go to Senior Detective.
Dear Ned, well, here I am at Captain's Cove Amusement Park, about to try to figure out what's behind all the weird things that have been happening here lately. First, a horse just disappeared off the carousel one night. Then, a little later, the carousel started spinning around all by itself in the dead of night, as if it was haunted or something.
Yep.
And then, last week, the roller coaster suddenly stopped in mid-ride for no apparent reason.
Yep.
Nobody was
That's
seriously
subplot.
hurt, but the park was shut down until the city knows for sure what caused the accident. I'm here because Paula Santos, the park's owner, is a friend of Dad's. She's putting me up at the Captain's Quarters Hotel, which is next to the park. I'm supposed to head over there right now and meet with a security guard named Harlan Bishop. I hope I don't let Paula down. Wish me luck. Ever yours, Nancy. P.S. There's a rumor going around that the park is cursed. Creepy, huh?
Oh yeah, that would be very creepy. So, many Nancy Drew games start off with an exposition letter that she writes to Ned. Ned is her boyfriend, and you actually do talk to Ned in some Nancy Drew games, like Secrets Can Kill and Alibi and Ashes. Those are also very good games. So this is Nancy's hotel room. This is where she stays during her time investigating the case. And there are all different kinds of things you can do. You can turn, you can move closer, and the magnifying glass acts as your cursor as opposed to your mouse would. And if you do see a mouse, it's going to look like this, a little orange arrow. You can pick up this menu.
A room service menu. All right.
And this is another fun little thing. You can see that there are different foods to choose from, and if you ever want to, this doesn't really do anything to progress the game, except for one thing though, we'll get to that later. You can order food for Nancy to eat. It's just a fun little thing you can do, but actually something you order off this menu much later in the game is going to play into the game's story, or at least a sub-story that will help you solve the bigger mystery. And we have Nancy's laptop over here. You can look at the journal, the things to do, and the inbox. And yeah, this sassy detective thing. I think that's like a magazine that Nancy reads. But it doesn't look like she has any important emails. And right now, keep checking email, check in with Paula Santos, check out the carousel, and head over to the park and look for the security guard. Alright, we're gonna do a few of these things. We can also play this flag game, but I'm not really interested in that. Oh yeah, and this phone is a room service phone. You just pick it up, and then you can call and order food, and you can also learn some juicy tidbits about the hotel operator, which I think is pretty cool. But before we do anything, let's check out the more of the room. Gosh, every time I play this game, I always get a nostalgia trip. We've got Nancy's luggage here, and we also have a brochure here. You can actually find a name in here that's going to be pretty important. A name of a character.
Rolf Kessler.
Yeah, Rolf Kessler. Rolf Kessler is going to be a very important character in this game. You'll find out why later. Yeah, feels really good to play this game again. I haven't played this game in a while, too. I've been playing Jumpstart games. But anyway, let's go check out that phone. Yes, you just pick up the phone and then you'll hear the hotel operator. Let's do that.
Hotel operator, what do you want?
Are you the regular operator?
I'm filling in for my cousin Amber. She took the week off on account of the amusement park being shut down. You don't want an outside line, do you?
Actually, I have a cell phone.
Good, use it. An outside line will cost you an arm and a leg. Besides, I'm not sure how to get you one. So, Miss Oren, what do you want?
That's Drew. Nancy Drew?
Sorry, my cousin's handwriting reeks. So, what do you want, Miss Drew?
You know, actually, if you don't look at the room service menu and you actually pick up the phone beforehand, because she doesn't know what's on the menu, if she doesn't look at the room service menu first, she'll just say, actually, I just wanted to know if the phone worked. So it's important to look at the room service menu if you want to order something. So before you pick up the phone, look at the room service menu if you want to order something. You can order a hamburger platter with milk instead of a soft drink. You can order a pasta and veggie platter with orange juice. Or you could order a sundae, but actually, if you click this, she's going to say that they're out of ice cream, so you can't order that just yet. And that goes on for a while, so keep that in mind. But for right now, I'm feeling in the mood for a hamburger platter. And yeah, she actually, the phone operator says certain things depending on what you order. She's very sarcastic and very funny. 'Cause, yeah, I've noticed that Nancy really eats healthy. I also really love her voice for some reason. And her voice actress actually does a whole lot of other voices. I'm gonna stop rambling.
I'd like to order the hamburger platter with milk instead of a soft drink.
One hamburger platter with moo juice. It'll be there in a few. Anything else?
See? Funny.
That's it. Thanks a lot.
Don't mention it.
No problem. Yep, and then you can hear a knocking. Oh, yep. Just like a real hotel. Yep, and you can see that you just click on it. You see how the magnifying glass is outlined in red? If you just tap on it, then you just eat it. And when you come back to your hotel room later, you'll find that will actually be gone, because that's what hotel people are supposed to do. Oh, also, over here, if you come over here, you can find an ironing board, and that's going to be important later. But right now, let's get into the mystery. Let's head over to the amusement park. And as you can see, they're closed because of the whole haunted carousel roller coaster lawsuit thing.
Will the young lady who just entered the park please turn immediately and enter the whale's mouth directly to her left? Thank you.
Okay, so you can go over here to, go into the whale's mouth. But if you actually try to keep going over here, the dude's gonna say, hello, come over here, I asked you to come over here, the whale's waiting for his lunch, blah, blah, blah. I don't really want to hear those things right now, so let's just go. Ahoy, mateys, employees only. And this is the security guard we were supposed to be meeting with. This is Harlan Bishop, and I actually really like this guy.
Well, from the way you just marched right on in here past all those sorry we're closed signs, you're either who I think you are or you're one determined gatecrasher.
I love this sarcasm, it's so funny. Now you can choose different things, but depending on which one you choose, they might give different responses, but you'll pick it up.
If you think I'm Nancy Drew, you're right.
That's a relief. It's too early in the day to go sicken the cops on anybody. I'm Harlan Bishop.
Are you the only security guard on duty now?
I begged Miss Santos to keep me on while the park's closed, even agreed to a pay cut.
You must really like your job.
I've only worked here for a couple of weeks. I figured staying on while the park was closed would help me get up to speed on all the equipment and such.
That's actually a very interesting strategy. If the place I ever work at in the future gets closed down because of some freak ghost accident, I'll make sure to beg my boss to keep me on too. So that way I can learn how things work, because I don't know how anything works because I'm an autistic little bean. Anyway, we'll ask him that later, but for now, let's get on to this haunted carousel business.
So what are your thoughts on this haunted carousel business?
Somebody swiped a horse off a carousel and now it's malfunctioning. The police don't think it's that big a deal, and frankly, neither do I.
What about the roller coaster?
Accidents happen. Of course, Ingrid will tell you that these so-called accidents are really the result of the park's karma getting bent out of shape by negative energy or some such gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook. That's an interesting phrase. So let's ask him if he thought it was sabotage.
So you don't think it was sabotage?
Why would anybody bother? It's a nice park. Miss Santos, she's a nice boss. Nice people work here. Nice people come here. It was an accident.
Well, that could be true. I mean, I've played this game, so I know more or less, I know what's gonna happen, I know who did it, but I'm not gonna tell you who because then it's gonna spoil everything if you haven't seen this game. Oh, by the way, if you're gonna spoil things in the comments, then just don't watch this video. If you know what's gonna happen in this game, don't spoil it to other people. Don't be an asshole. You're not my... I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say anything. Anyway, let's ask him who else is working here.
Who else
We're
is
gonna be
working here while
interacting
the
with these
park
other
is shut
characters,
down?
too.
Well, let's see. Ingrid Corey. You'll probably meet her. She's working during the shutdown, too. She's the park's chief engineer. Believes in all this wacky new age psychobiogenic stuff. Like if you eat food served by a waiter who's in a bad mood, you'll get scurvy or something.
I remember asking my mom something about that because she said something along the lines of, yeah, you never know what your waiter's gonna do. They could spit in your food for all you know.
Is anyone else in the park now?
Elliot Chen, he's the art director. Hardly ever see him. Busy guy. And Joy Trent, park bookkeeper. In fact, she's your next stop.
Why's that?
Miss Santos's orders. Joy pays all the bills, so she knows pretty much everything that's going on. Plus, she'll give you an access card. Miss Santos wants you to have the run of the place.
Yeah, Paula Santos, who we actually might be calling quite frequently in this game, she's the one who runs the park.
Then I guess I'll go meet Joy.
Wait, hang on. I know Joy won't give you one of these, so I will. Here you go. It's a Captain's Cove fun card. Lets you ride the rides and play the games on the midway.
Oh yeah, this is a fun little mini thing we can do in our free time, and he actually gives you as many of these things as you want.
Come back to me if you burn through that one and need another.
Why wouldn't Joy give me one of these?
Well, see, Joy's just kinda joyless.
Yeah.
It'd never occur to her that you might want to have some fun while you're here. Of course, she's a newbie too, like me. Maybe she'll come around. Anyway, here's a map of the park. I put an X where Joy's office is.
Yeah. The reason why there is a reason why Joy is joyless. There is a very good reason why she is the way she is. She's had a lot of stuff in her life. We'll get into that later though.
I see you have a security camera trained on the carousel. Does that mean you got the theft of that carousel horse on tape?
We didn't start monitoring the carousel until after the theft, but we do have one of those so-called hauntings on tape. Want to see it?
Yeah, that's always such a thing. In crime shows like Law & Order 2, just because you have security cameras, that's not going to make your investigation instantly easier.
If it's not too much of a hassle.
I got the tape right here all queued up. I played it for the police. Like I said before, they weren't real impressed. There's no sound, on the tape at least. The band organ started up when the carousel did. Stayed on for about 30 seconds, then stopped.
It's almost haunting to watch how those horses moved.
Did you notice that burst of static just before the carousel started to turn?
Probably just a glitch in the tape. We use them over and over.
No. There is something more to it. There's always something more. I mean, Nancy, she always points out something, and you know that's always gonna later come into something else, because you never know. There could be something else going on.
Where did you work before you came here?
Oh, I worked in a store, department store, as a security guard. In Flemington, not around here.
You hesitated. But yeah, we'll definitely learn more about Harlan. We learn more about each of the characters as we go along.
I'll see you around.
Have fun.
Yep, we always have fun. I always have fun when I'm playing Nancy Drew. But before we leave his office, let's poke around a bit, because that's what detectives do.
The phone number for the police. That might come in handy.
Oh, yes, it will. And actually, about phones, if you try to call someone while you're in a room with someone, if you try to open up your phone...
It would be rude to use my phone now.
Right, because someone else is in there. And we're gonna... I don't know why I clicked in here. Never mind. Oh, yeah. These are lockers, and if you try to go to Harlan's locker...
Please don't open that.
Sorry, bad habit.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. These tags are also gonna be a thing. You'll see why, though. Okay, let's go. Oh, love the no smoking sign. Yeah, no smoking. Smoking is bad. But anyway, yeah, as you can see, this is the map. And this is the X, so that's where Joy is. And these are all the rides. Of course, there's the carousel right there. But let's go to Joy. I mean, it's where we're supposed to go. I like how they use... Oh,
Hello?
whoopsies.
Hi, Nancy. It's Paula Santos. I was wondering when I'd hear from you. Have you been out to the park?
Yes, I have.
I forgot to tell you. All the rides are shut down except for the carousel. I thought you might need to see it in action. But please, take a good look at the roller coaster, even if you can't ride it.
First chance I get.
Yeah,
Great.
we're determined.
Feel free to inspect the tracks all you want. I'm sure you'll do a better job than the police. They looked around for 5 minutes, then left. Said as long as the insurance company was going to investigate, why should they?
You can never count on the cops to do anything in this kind of game. Actually, in Alibi and Ashes, the cops kind of become Nancy's semi-enemies because in that game she gets framed for starting a fire and she can't leave the police place until she proves that she's innocent. That's why you gotta play as other characters to snoop around and see what you can find.
Well, I'll see what I can do, Miss Santos.
I can't wait to hear what you turn up. Call me as often as you like. My phone's on and with me 24/7. Oh, and one more thing. Call me Paula.
All right. Goodbye, Paula.
Yeah. Okay, you can actually call other people during this game, but right now let's go talk to Joy. As I was saying earlier, I love that they use realistic photos because I believe this game was used with that technology. I believe this game was made with that, technology where they attach a bunch of little beepers to your face and body, so it's like motion capture. Kind of like Detroit Become Human, or the Polar Express movie. That was also made with that same technology. That also explains why the characters' movements are all so... Okay. So this is Joy over here. And actually, fun fact, Joy is my mom's middle name. Let's, Oh, you see that she had a pencil in her mouth? She is a pencil chewer. I actually used to chew on my pencils, too.
Hello, are you Nancy?
Yes, I am. You're Joy?
Joy Trent. Sorry about the mess. So, I'm supposed to give you an access card.
Yes, Ms. Santos wants me to have the run of the park.
You're wasting your time, you know.
Oh. Yeah, you see? This is what Harlan said. Joy was pretty joyless. She's also pretty bitter and blunt. I mean, she's not really being mean. She's just being blunt. There is a difference.
What do you mean?
You're only here because it makes it look like Paula Santos had nothing to do with any of this cursed garbage.
Are you saying she did have something to do with it?
I've seen how Paula runs the park. All she wants is to get more and more people through that gate. And what better way to do that than with a carousel that's allegedly haunted?
That is a very fair point, but since we don't really meet Paula in person in this game, we can't really narrow her as a proper suspect. And there's also this little detail.
But why would she sabotage the roller coaster? She can't make any money with a park shut down.
She probably just didn't know the park would be shut down.
I see.
Have you ever confronted Ms. Santos with your suspicions?
Of course not. I don't want to get fired. Besides, nobody's been hurt, except that glorified con artist who claims his neck got injured, Lance Huffington. And the truth is, Paula offered me this job because she knew I needed the money, and I'm not entirely ungrateful. My father died recently. His estate is in bankruptcy. He used to be co-owner of the park. 2 years ago, he suffered a huge financial setback, and he had to sell his share to Paula. When he died 2 months ago, he was flat broke. Paula could have bailed him out, but she didn't. Frankly, I think the reason she hired me was guilt.
Well, I'm sorry about your dad. I mean, losing your dad is pretty rough. And it was only 2 months ago, huh?
Be that as it may, I'd still like to talk to some of the other employees.
Of course. But before I forget, here's your access card. That should get you into all the private areas of the park. But if you run into problems, don't come to me. Ask the chief engineer, Ingrid Corey. Her office is by the haunted house. The only other people in the park right now are Harlan Bishop and the art director, Elliot Chin. His studio is right by the treasure chest souvenir shop. But try not to bug him.
Why? Is he temperamental?
He's behind in his work and needs to catch up.
I know how
Miss
that
Santos
feels.
has been getting on my case about it. Well, I think you have everything, so if you'll excuse me.
Oh, right. Thanks for all your help. Sorry if I disturbed you.
Why would she get on your case about his work? I mean, like, shouldn't she be getting on his case more about it? I mean, I know you're the bookkeeper and you pay all the bills, but, like, why would she get on your case about it? It's not your job.
Okay if I peek in here?
Go ahead and look around. Excuse all the clutter. I'm still trying to get this place organized.
Yeah, because remember Harlan said that Joy is a newbie, meaning she hasn't worked here for that long? So that explains why she still has this place needing to be organized. Oh, and this is an important thing.
Looks like stenography. It's a memo about one of the carousel horses being sold. I wonder which horse.
Ooh, another mystery. There's all kinds of sub-mysteries in these types of games, too. Okay, let's see. CCAP has agreed to sell the horse named blank. The horse will be removed from the ride on August 3rd. Therefore, it must be replaced immediately. Please find out how much this will cost and when you can deliver it. I need this information by the end of Thursday. M. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. And as you can see, the sets in this game are actually very nicely designed. Like, if you take a look at these things, like, a lot of thought went into the process of designing this game. The original Sheldon Rousseau Galaxy Ballroom.
The haunted house used to be a ballroom. How's that for irony?
Yeah, that is pretty ironic, because haunted houses are like, ugh, scary, and a ballroom is a place where you go to enjoy yourself and have a blissful time. I always like those classic cases of, you know, this establishment was built on top of another establishment, and that also plays into the mystery of things. Victim of coaster accident files $1 million lawsuit against park. Oh yeah, because they said that the roller coaster just stopped mid-ride, and Lance Huffington, who Joy mentioned earlier, he claims that his neck got injured. But since he's a con artist, not everyone is willing to believe him so easily.
Maybe I should give Detective Paris a call.
Park goer finds hidden treasure at Captain's Cove. I love these vintage photograph things.
Hidden jewels. Maybe that's what whoever stole that carousel horse was after. Jewels from that heist.
Ooh, the plot thickens like the gravy on the mashed potatoes. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh great, now I want mashed potatoes. Alright. So we're gonna exit Joy's office, and before we actually go anywhere, let's call some people. We can actually call people. Oh god, the frame rate is just killing my eyes. Captain's Cove Police Department, Frank and Joe Hardy. Those two are goofball brother friends of Nancy's. I mean, they're not her brothers, but they themselves are brother. Frank and Joe Hardy are brothers. They're the Hardy Boys. They also have a sub-book series themselves where they solve mysteries. And we can also call home. We can't really talk to anyone there. We can just leave a message. And then there's Bess, which is Nancy's best friend, and also her cousin George. And we can also call Paula, but we just talked to her. And yeah, but I say we should call our gal pals first, because I love them. I also love Frank and Joe. They're pretty tight.
Hello?
Hey, Bess, it's Nancy.
Oh, hey, Nancy.
Whoa, you were obviously hoping I was someone else.
Well, kinda.
Oh, we're not gonna we're not gonna play around the banter. We're gonna just ask her straight away because Bess and George are all about the boys.
Okay, so who is he and where'd you meet him?
Oh, Nancy, his name's Matt, and he is so cute. He works the concession stand at the movie theater in the mall.
A cute guy with an endless supply of gummy bears and butter flavoring, right at his fingertips. We're talking major crush.
Hey, George, good, you're there too.
Barely. I almost got caught standing between Bess and the phone just now. When it rings, she's like a one-woman cattle stampede.
That's funny. As like how Nancy has her phone number right at the bottom of her phone. Okay, so about this option, in a previous game, Bess had a thing called caller ID where no matter what phone they were calling from, they would have caller ID. And that they would show you who was calling. So let's just tell her about it.
What happened to caller ID, Bess?
My parents yanked it.
She wouldn't pick up when it was some loser she didn't want to talk to. Her mother got tired of hearing the phone ring all the time.
Not all those calls were from losers. Sometimes I was playing hard to get. Anyway, how are things at the amusement park?
Sure, Bess, sure. She mentioned something about instead of hanging up on the dorks that she doesn't want to go out with, she just doesn't answer the phone. We can talk to them about a lot of things. Yeah, we can talk to them about this, but I don't really want to talk to them about that right now. Let's talk about this.
I met the security guard, Harlan Bishop. Nice guy. Except when I asked him where he worked before. He seemed kind of evasive.
Is he cute?
Yes. What difference does that make?
Ugly people have chips on their shoulders and are more likely to commit crimes, George. I read that somewhere. Either read it or saw it on Oprah.
Oh, Oprah.
He gave me a pass that lets me ride all the rides and play all the games on the Midway. Unfortunately, almost all the rides are closed.
Sounds like he could be trying to butter you up. And we know what that means, don't we, Bess? Suspect list.
Let's talk to them about Joy.
The woman who does the park's bookkeeping, Joy Trent, she is one strange drink of water.
How so?
She chews on pencils, for one thing, and she badmouthed Paula Santos. Seems to have this big chip on her shoulder.
I'll bet she's not cute, is she?
Well, she's not very social, that's for sure.
Aha! A sociopath! What'd I tell ya?
She seemed to blame Paula for the fact that her father was bankrupt when he died.
So maybe she's getting back at her by sabotaging the park.
Better keep an eye on her, Nancy.
Yeah, you get all kinds of motives from people. Okay, let's end the conversation.
Catch you guys later.
Hasta la vista.
You're doing great.
Alright. God, this frame rate, just shut up, man. Anyway, I think that's a good way to start the game off. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you want more of this game, make sure to let me know. I think I might record some more after I finish uploading this. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to show my channel the love that it deserves, and if you want me to play more Nancy Drew and possibly other games that are within reason of me to play, just let me know down in the comments below. And remember, don't spoil anything for people who haven't seen this game. We don't want to ruin anything. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Peace out, my 25ers.